Placing a loved one who requires skilled nursing care in a health facility is an incredibly important and often stressful decision. The fact that many of RooLan's staff have placed and continue to place their loved ones in the facility speaks volumes regarding the quality of our care. Our people know our care is the best. Bottom line, we consume our own services. Many residents, such as Alice above, who injured her hip, come to RooLan for a short stay to receive rehabilitative services. George and Craig have invested in the necessary resources to ensure the best possible rehabilitative programs, which include physical, occupational, and speech therapies. These programs are delivered by highly skilled, licensed therapists. Their motto? Nothing better than helping a resident return to their home.
They say the real test of a pudding is to taste it. I want to share with you about my family. My grandmother raised me along with my mother and father. My grandmother lived in the house, and so she was an integral part of my life. She was a wonderful, wonderful person. And when she got sick and needed care, I brought her out from Chicago, and I took care of her out here in RooLan. And my mother and my father, they came from Florida. My mother lived both in the nursing home and the assisted living facility across the street. The same with my father. And I just wanted to make sure as a son that I did a really good job for them. I want you to know that that's the same commitment I have to every resident that I have here at RooLan. And that's one of the ways I measure whether or not I'm doing my job and whether or not we're providing the best care we can for every individual. So if you choose to come here, and you can count on the fact that we will make every effort to ensure that your mother, your loved one, your father, whatever, your grandmother, gets the same very good care that I gave to my parents.
Hi, my name's Lanny Schlegel. I've been an employee here for 33 and a half plus years. My position is a charge nurse in C&D. I've loved working here. Mr. Levy is a great boss, very family oriented. He lets the nurses run the facility. We get to make all our choices, and he supports us in all of our endeavors that we do here. I've had 3 family members here. My husband's 2 grandmothers and my husband's grandfathers have been residents of this facility, and very, very satisfied with the care my in-laws were, and they loved it here and actually have come back to visit numerous times after the grandparents have passed. Our director of nurses is wonderful. She listens to our concerns and supports us 100%.
My name's Tawny Dethridge. I've been an employee with RooLan Healthcare Center for about 8 years. I do the med pass here, and I also am their infection control nurse, which I've done for 7 years. RooLan's a really oriented place to have your family members. I came here because I was a nursing student here, and we did a clinical here, and just with the atmosphere and the knowledge that the nurses that have been here for a long time, I knew I would get a lot out of it. And so working with everybody around here, it's a good place to be, and it's a good place to have your family. And personally, I've had a family member here at RooLan, and I couldn't ask for a better place for my grandma to be taken care of. So
I'd like you to meet Mr. Vincent Ely. And Mr. Ely, I understand that your wife is a resident here at RooLan?
Yes, she's been a resident for 6.5 years.
6.5 years? Well, and have you had a good experience here at RooLan?
Very good.
And can you tell me anything about the staff or how you feel about the staff?
Well, I think you have probably the best staff that I could imagine you could get here. These people are all hard workers, very compassionate people, and I haven't found one that wasn't good to my wife.
Now, I know, Mr. Ely, that you come every day. You're usually here for breakfast, lunch, for sure. Do you come for dinner as well?
No, I just come to 2 meals.
Yeah, and so you sit with your wife and assist her and whatever. You're very loyal, a real loyal husband.
Well, she may not know me, but I know her.
How long were you married?
68 years.
68 years. That's pretty good.
Yes, it is.
And you got a lot of grandchildren. I met your sons, and I met some of your grandchildren that come to the facility to visit.
Yeah, I got 4 children and 10 grandchildren.
Grandchildren. I see you're wearing your University of Washington Husky shirt here today.
Yeah, my daughter gave it to me. She's a graduate of the School of Law at university.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate your thoughts.
I sure thank you, Mr. Levy. Very nice to be able to come here.
You bet.
So, Alice, I understand that your husband was here, a resident at RooLan?
That's right.
How long was he here?
About a year and a half.
I see. And can you tell me about your experience with how he was managed here at RooLan?
Well, I can tell you, I think that it was extremely unreal. It was so good because he was beginning, he was almost blind, but he also was in beginning Alzheimer's. And he was a big man and been very active all his life and an entertainer. And so it was kind of, in a way, kind of hard to be anywhere, but I couldn't handle him at home. And so we came here, and my daughter came over here to interview to see if this is where we wanted to go, and she was all in favor of it. We'd gone into several different places, small buildings, some of them that just had 8 or 9 people, but I just realized that he needed, because he couldn't see, he needed to be in a place where he would get a little bit more attention, wouldn't have to create his own attention, in other words. And so it worked out really well.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. So the staff did a good job. And
yeah, unusual, I think.
That's terrific. You were married for how long?
61 years. Yeah, for a while.
That's terrific, too.
And I came here, too. When I broke my hip, I decided I'd come here. I broke it at Tumwater Valley.
I see.
And decided I'd come here, and I was really glad because I was only here about a month, but I met a lot of terrific nurses and aides, and they just really are great.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate you providing this input, and it's great to have you continue to come back just on a regular basis to say hi to the people.
Well, thank you.